Hare Krishna, hope I'm audible. Am
Yes,
I audible?
Mataji. Yes, Mataji.
Yes, Mataji.
Okay, we'll start with the prayers. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupaya Kada Mahyam Dadanti Swapadantikam Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prashnaya Bhutale श्रीमती भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी इति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवी गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्तारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैता गदाधर श्रीवासादि भक्तवृंदा जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैता गदाधर श्रीवासादि भक्तवृंदा हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 हराय नमः कृष्ण यादवाय नमः यादवाय माधवाय केशवाय नमः हरिहराय नमः कृष्ण यादवाय नमः यादवाय माधवाय गोविंदाय नमः श्री कृष्ण हरि बोल गोपाल हरि बोल राधा रमण गोविंद हरि बोल श्री कृष्ण हरि बोल गोपाल हरि बोल राधा रमण गोविंद हरि बोल जय राधा गोविंद श्री राधे जय गौरनिताय Gauranitai Jaya Gauranitai Jaya Panchatattva Jaya Panchatattva Panchatattva Jaya Panchatattva Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Nitai Gaura Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Nitai Gaura Hari Bol Vacha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo Vishnavebhyo namo namaha. So welcome you all to the level 2 class of Bhagavad Gita, and today we will be learning about the remaining part of the chapter 1. Okay, Arjuna Vishada Yoga. So yesterday we have learned what are the signs and symptoms and what are the pros for Pandavas to win the war. But despite that, the chapter itself says is Arjuna Vishada Yoga. Why is Arjuna so unhappy despite short success on the part of Pandavas? We will come to know today. I think here we are, isn't it? Yeah. So then Arjuna will ask Lord Krishna to draw a chariot in between both the armies. So it is a Kurukshetra and the beautiful 7 horses. And Lord Krishna will take the chariot at a place where both the armies can be seen. Okay. We have already uh, learned about this names Gudakesha and all yesterday. Gudakesha is one who conquered the sleep, and Arjuna has been named as Gudakesha. And Arjuna always thinking of Krishna. Similarly, devotees. So it's a stage of samadhi. Okay. Yeah. So when the again there is a short story, before Lord Krishna don't want this war to happen. He has tried his level best to stop this sun, but Arjuna was also not willing for that. But Duryodhana, because he was possessing all the opulences and all, and he feels that he needs if anybody wanted this uh, kingdom and all, they have to win over him and take the kingdom. So likewise, he has put some restrictions, and so Lord Krishna will say, just let me take a short nap. After this, whenever I get up and see whosoever I see first, I'll be there on their party. So likewise, he will go to sleep. He will take a quick nap, and Duryodhana being very proud of his possessions and all, he says he's just a Yadava. He don't people who are not in bhakti, so they can't see the opulences of the god and the greatness of the god. So likewise is the Duryodhana. So what he does is, I'm a king. I don't have to sit near the foot end of Lord Krishna. So what he does is he will pull a chair towards the head end of the Lord Krishna, and he will sit near there. And Arjuna, being always respectful and a devotee of Lord Krishna, and he preferred to be on his foot end side. Okay, so when Lord Krishna get up, and he will see obviously the Arjuna, because he is there on his foot end side, and he will say, yes, I'll be there on the side of Pandavas, and all my army, will be on the side of Kauravas. So our great Duryodhana will think like, what a mad person is he. And at the same time, Lord Krishna will say, no, wherever I am, in whichever the division, it's a Kaurava or a Pandava, I'm not going to fight in the battlefield. So these are the conditions. And Duryodhana will think such a mad person, and he don't have any sense. First of all, this person simply waste of time and money, okay? Because this person says he will give up his army, okay? So what is the use of the single person who is not willing to even fight in the war, okay? So unfortunate people are the Pandavas. Let Lord Krishna go to them only because he's of no use. And if I keep this person with me, I have to pay him the money for daily this thing, and I have to feed him, all those things. So the most unfortunate Pandavas deserve to have a Lord Krishna with them, but not me. Okay, likewise, Arjuna, Duryodhana will be very feeling happy from inside, but outside he will say, "Oh Krishna, again, you are very partial towards Pandava. That is the reason why you are towards them, and okay, no problem. You have left me to fight my battle all alone, but okay, Krishna, what can I do?" So likewise, he said, but internally he's very happy that Krishna is not with him. Okay. And that is also one sign of a sure sign of a defeat. Okay. So Arjuna being a friend and very intimate to Lord Krishna and all, and he will casually ask her, "So what will you do, Krishna, being with me?" And then he said, "Whatever you say, then okay, you become my charioteer." So Lord Krishna will say, "Okay, fine, I don't mind becoming a charioteer." Okay. Uh, Arjuna could see when Lord Krishna take Arjuna to a battlefield where he can see both the armies. What he could see is then he will say, "Lord Krishna, like, please tell me the list of the people with whom I have to fight in this and all." Then he will list out all kind of relatives, friends, and well-wishers, grandfathers like Bhishma and Somadatta, and teachers like Dronacharya and Kripacharya, maternal uncles like Shalya and Sakuni, brothers like Duryodhana, sons like Lakshmana, friends like Ashwadhama, and well-wishers like Kritavarma, and many other friends and relatives are there in the list whom he has to kill in the battlefield. Okay, so Arjuna seeing them all is overwhelmed with compassion, and he will speak like this. So here is the Arjuna himself, and rest of the people whom he has to kill are um, the well-wishers and the extended family members. Okay. The words Daya and Kripa are being used. Daya, mercy in general for all living entities. Kripa and compassion is for the specific group of people. So coming to the summary of section B, Arjuna minds reels, when he see the list and all, and how this battle will finish his family and his traditions, and he sees great sinful reactions awaiting him if he kills his family members. So feeling it better to be killed unarmed than to fight, Arjuna, his mind overwhelmed with the grief, cast aside his bow and arrow and sit down upon his chariot. Okay, so we'll elaborate on this. Observing the armies on the battlefield, Arjuna's reaction after seeing his relatives. Arjuna's symptoms, limbs of his body quivering and the mouth is drying up. These are all signs and symptoms of anxiety and stress, extreme stress. The reason is sympathy and compassion, overwhelmed by kindness, foreseeing the imminent death, symptoms not due to the weakness, but due to soft-heartedness of the Arjuna, a characteristic of a pure devotee of the Lord. Okay, so Arjuna is astonished to see their fighting spirit. Genuine devotees of the Lord has all godly qualities, but non-devotees lack such qualities. Further symptoms is that his body was trembling and his hair is standing on a end, and his bow is slipping from his hand, and the skin started burning all over. Okay, so these are the symptoms of extreme stress he is undergoing, extreme anxiety he is undergoing at that period of time. Okay, body trembling, hair on stand, and could happen. One is due to great spiritual ecstasy, but Arjuna is not in that position now because he is having a great fear of losing his own people and finishing the entire dynasty. So the great fear, another one is on the great fear. Now Arjuna is experiencing, it is because of the material condition, material attachment to the whatever it's happening. Okay, next one's Arjuna symptom. bow slipping and heart burning, skin burning, all this is again a material conception of a life. Okay, he don't want everyone to leave this world because of him. Again, it is a type of an attachment. Okay, Arjuna sees only the causes of misfortunes. Further symptoms: unable to stand any longer, forgetting himself, and his mind is reeling. Okay, by Krishna's will, Arjuna's symptom, forgetting himself, is the weakness of the mind, and every living entity interested in himself and his own welfare, generally they suffers. Um, but a real interest in of Jiva is working for Krishna or Vishnu. That is, whatever the karma we are doing, we have to surrender the result onto the Lord. Then we will be free from all material entanglement. Okay. So, nimittani viparitani, frustrations, thinking why I'm here. So, sees only misfortune, that he will not be happy even after winning the war, because generally any happy occasion or any of the occasion, we wanted our family members and extended family members to be there around us. Okay, share their good and bad with us, isn't it? But here, after winning the war, Arjuna will not see any of his family members whom he has to celebrate. So he thinks, no, he can't. He's not happy with that situation. Okay. Um, Krishna is also named as the Keshava, killer of the demon Keshi, expected to remove Arjuna's demon like a doubts. That will happen in the subsequent chapters. So we can just list out these Arjuna's symptoms of compassion. This limbs were quivering and mouth is drying up. The whole body is trembling. Hair of the body is standing on the end, and hands, the Gandiva bow is slipping, and skin is burning all over the body. Legs are unable to stand any longer due to impatience, and forgetting myself and mind reeling due to the weakness of the heart. These only the causes of a misfortune. Okay. Observing the armies on the battlefield. So Arjuna cannot enjoy the kingdom at the cost of killing his own relatives. So, there is a saying, Vijay or Virgati. That means if you are going to win, you are going to get a kingdom. But if you are being killed in the war, then automatically you'll go to the heavenly plateaus. Either way, it is a win-win situation. But Arjuna has lost that composure and ability to understand the situations in a better way. Okay. So Kshatriya dying in the battlefield enter under Krishna's order, eligible to enter the higher planets, and a renounce order like devotee to Krishna also eligible to enter the higher planets. So when a person is able to get that by dying in the battlefield, then it's good for him also. Now, ultimately, the soul has to be liberated by any means. Okay. Uh, But here, the Arjuna is not in a state of a mind to understand that he has forgotten all the moral codes which have been there, and he thinks by killing, he is the doer, and he is the cause for all the misfortunes, which is wrong. So it is something like you are attracted to the bodily relationship. That means you are relating. You're identifying your relatives with their bodily physical features, and hoping, that means you wanted all of them, but even if Arjuna is not going to kill them, they'll be killed one day or the other, isn't it? But by not doing his duty, he's getting a lot of infamy that he's not understand, because he's under stress. Okay. So analogy here is given is, I'm not hungry, I'm not going to cook. It shouldn't be like that. Whatever has to happen at that particular point of time, you have to do it. Okay. So coming to the next verses, 32 to 35. Arjuna not ready to fight even in exchange of a three words, because that's the characteristic of a pure devotee. Again, we have different names of Lord Krishna, Govinda, and Madhusudana, which we have described in our yesterday's class. Govinda means the Krishna is the object of all pleasure of cows and senses. Arjuna indicates Krishna should understand what all satisfy his senses. But Govinda is not meant to satisfy our senses. If we try to satisfy Govinda's senses, our senses will automatically get satisfied. So we should always aim for that. So Madhusudana means killer of the demon. Madhu is expecting, Arjuna is expecting that Krishna would kill his doubts like a demon. So also Krishna killed demon Madhu, but Krishna is expecting Arjuna to kill his relatives, not the demons. Okay. Um, yeah. So ultimately, a living entity has to try to satisfy the senses of the Lord. That means you have to work for the Lord. In that way, all our sense organs will be pleased and satisfied. We have to satisfy the ultimate source. So that should be our vision. Okay. Rather than if we try to, that means no, don't want to see the relatives being killed and all those things is a material attachment. So that will always will cause you suffering. Okay. So that should not be the attitude of a devotee. And Arjuna, being a devotee, very kind-hearted, wanted to forgive his relatives, and Lord tolerates mischiefs on himself, not for his devotees. Lord is determined to punish them. So there are six aggressors, which no one should spare them. Okay, one is the one who set fire to the house, and one who abducts one's woman, and one who attacked with a weapon, one he poisons, and one who plundered the riches. All those, and one more thing I'm not able to remember. So these are the people, they should never be spared if whoever they may be, okay, and they should be punished for that. If you're not doing so, then we will become sinful by not punishing them. Okay, yeah, these are the six aggressors. As I told you, poison giver, the one who sets the fire to the house, one who attacks with the deadly weapons, one who plunder the riches, one who occupies another's land, okay, and one who kidnaps another wife. Uh, Kauravas try to give the poison to the Pandavas. They set their fire house to the fire, and they also attack with the deadly weapons, and they have plundered all the riches of Hastinapur, and they have occupied their land. At the same time, they didn't kidnap, but they have insulted Ma Draupadi. So these are the actually they fit into all this, all six kind of aggressions they have done towards the Pandavas. So they are right to be punished for that. So they should not be spared. Okay. So if we are killing such people, also no sinful reaction we will incur. Okay. Um, that's what Lord Krishna, hence killing them would not have any sinful reaction. So Arjuna calling Krishna as Madhava, indicating Krishna should not engage Arjuna, that would ultimately brings about misfortune. Krishna, however, never brings misfortune to anyone, to say nothing of his devotees. Okay. Coming to the next verse, 37 to 39. Arjuna says, due to greed, the opposite parties ready to fight and kill each other. Um, and as a result of the war, the women in the family will not be protected, and he don't see any benefits in participating in the sinful activity. And Kshatriyas generally they do their work, but Arjuna, being a very soft-hearted person and a pure devotee, now he is refusing to go for the war. So Kshatriyas generally should not refuse invitation of gambling and a war, um, but he is blind because he is compassionate toward the other individuals. Now he's not ready to fight. So the what is the things which is going on in his mind is he feels the destruction of dynasty, family tradition will be vanquished, and the family will be involved in a religion. So in the Varnashrama Dharma, elders of the family are responsible to make us learn about the various purification process which happens, and right from birth to the death. So if elders in the family die, this purification process will stop, and younger members become irreligious, and there is a lose, and the departed souls will lose a chance of spiritual salvation. Okay. So these are the various samskaras which happens from birth to the death, which generally the elders in the family try to see that it is been implemented. So that is from the starting from Garbhadhanam, that is before the conception of life. See, whenever one wanted to conceive, they have to do a deep meditation, chant upon the Lord, and after doing the tapasya and all, then they have to go for the Garbhadhanam. And this is again Pumsavanam, third month of pregnancy, and then Srimantam for protection of mother before the childbirth, we do it, and Jatakaranam for intellectual development of the child, Namakaranam. After the baby is born, we do that. And Nishkramanam, taking first time child out of the house, and Annaprashanam, first time feeding the solid food. Chudakaranam, first time cutting the hair, and Karnavedam, piercing the ears. Vidyarambam, child is taught to write first time. Upanayanam, wearing the sacred thread. Praisthartam, before and after each year of a study. Keshantam, boys first shave. Pritishuddhi, girls first menstrual cycle. And Samvartam, end of the student life. Vivaham, that is a marriage. And Antyeshri, that is the Antima Samskara and the last date. So all these things, the samskaras, these are a part and parcel of a life. So if we have an elders in the family who can guide us in all these things. But Arjuna is fearful that if I kill all the seniors or the main members of the family, all the samskaras will be lost and there will be a rise of a irreligion. So Arjuna don't want to be a part of that irreligion. Okay. So yeah. Varnashrama system of peace, prosperity, and spiritual progress in a life. Failure of Varnashram system. Elder member of the family responsible for purification process in family from birth to death. So the automatically death of elder will stop the purification. Younger become more irreligious and they lose chance for spiritual salvation. When they become irreligious, and women are polluted, unprotected, and they'll be abducted by other men, and they will give rise to unwanted progeny, again the Varna Shankara, and it is like a mutated DNA, when it go and sit on the healthy DNA, you will get a disease process, isn't it? Similar to that. So this Varna Shankara, that means the women, when they mix with another men and all, they give rise to the children who are not having directionless, because they are not coming from a proper what do you say, in sampradaya. Okay. So all the family traditions are lost, and ancestors who are waiting to get the pinda pradana and all cannot happen, because the women have lost the traditions. Men is not there to direct the women and all. So likewise, all the adharma things will happen. And Arjuna sees that I don't want to be responsible for all these things. Okay. Degradation of the society, as the superior circle, destruction of the dynasty, destruction of the external family tradition. Vedic rituals will stop, and religion predominates in the family. Women become polluted, unwanted progeny. And what we actually see in the present society, and all kind of community projects and welfare activities are demonstrated, resulting in the chaos in the society. Okay. Um, Coming to the next, Arjuna's fearful of sinful reactions. So he feels better to die in the battlefield unarmed. Let the Kauravas attack me. I am ready to be killed in their hands, but I don't want to be the cause of all this. What do you say? The cause of disaster of and all the religion which I am foreseeing. Okay. So he says, no, I don't want to go for the one. Let the Kauravas kill me. Okay. So Arjuna, overwhelmed with a grief, cast aside his bow and arrow and sat down in a chariot. Okay. So these are the saintly qualities of Arjuna. I just wanted one devotee volunteer to read this. Any one of you.
Mataji, can I?
Yes, Vinay Prabhu, Hare Krishna.
First one, Saint. Just please down the slide.
Yeah. Just a minute, Prabhu.
Okay, Mataji, okay. Saintly qualities of Arjuna. First one is soft-heartedness. Second one is does not want to kill even for exchange of 3 worlds. Third one is ready to forgive any aggressors, though there is no reaction in killing them. Fourth one is considers evil consequences even at the risk of refusing obligation to fight. Fifth one, conscious of obligations to protect family traditions and morals. He does not think that I am transcendental and I have no obligations. Arjuna, being saintly, is conscious of moral principles, how he can kill one's relatives based on selfish motives. Sixth one, ready to be killed unarmed but not retaliate. Seventh one, custom according to Kshatriya fighting principles, unarmed and unwilling foe should not be attacked.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Mataji, slide.
Just a minute, Prabhu. I happened to my laptop. It's not, the cursor is not moving. Okay. Yeah. Hare Krishna, are you able to see? Hare
Yes,
Krishna.
Mataji.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
Mataji.
Okay. So these are the saintly qualities of Arjuna, and that he is soft-hearted and don't want to kill for the exchange of 3 worlds, and ready to forgive the aggressors, that is the Kauravas, despite whatever the wrong things they have done towards him, and consider evil consequences even at the risk of refusing obligation to fight. Conscious of obligations to protect the family traditions and model, he does not think that I'm transcendental and I have no obligations. So he's ready to be killed unarmed. So likewise, he's feeling very stressed and anxiety filled, and he don't want to proceed further for the war. So conclusion is that such a kind and soft-hearted person is fit to receive a self-knowledge, that is the transcendental knowledge of the Lord. Okay. So as you all can see, only Arjuna is expressing his thought process in this. Lord Krishna hasn't started anything. No, I mean, the actual Bhagavad Gita. Okay. So the summary is that Arjuna's reason for not wishing to fight is he's compassionate towards his own relatives, and he thinks that um, if he slays his own relatives, and he find that he's a cause for religion, and whatever we achieve, good and bad, generally we wanted our kith and kin and family members, extended family members to be there around us, and here when they are killed in the battlefield, he don't find that no enjoyment and destruction of family traditions there, and saintliness and fear of the sinful reactions out of all this religious process, and Varna Shankara, all those things will happen. So he become indecisive, and Arjuna does not actually know which is better, conquering the enemy or being conquered by them. The summary of chapter 1 is that as the opposing army stood poised for a battle, Arjuna, the mighty warrior, saw his intimate relatives, teachers, and friends in both the armies ready to fight and sacrifice their life. Overcome by grief and pity, Arjuna failed in strength, his mind became bewildered, and he gave up determination for the fight. Okay. So these are the reasons, listed out for not fighting the battle is the compassion, and he feels no enjoyment, and he feels that destruction of family, religion, unwanted progeny will overcome the family, and performance of all traditional varnashrama-oriented Vedic rituals will be end. And the hell will wait for both for the family and destroyer of the family. So he is a saintly person, and his fear of the sinful reactions. So Arjuna thinks enjoying a royal happiness is not but the result of sinful reactions by which he is getting this throne. So in the beginning of chapter 2, the gave the following reasons: indecision, because Arjuna is not able to decide, and he will just tell the same thing to Lord Krishna in the next chapter. So he does not actually know which is better, conquering the enemy or being conquered by them. So these are compiled from the teachings of Bhagavad Gita as it is, and another book called Surrender Unto Me, an overview of Bhagavad Gita by Burjanadvasa. Okay, this here we come to the end of Bhagavad Gita, chapter 1. Hare Krishna. Any questions and all you can ask. Meanwhile, I'll just post the attendance link. Hare Krishna. Any doubts or any questions you can ask? So here is an attendance link. You can just mark your attendance. PowerPoint, yes, I have already shared it to the admin. Maybe today they will share you.